Google just came out with a new super cheap model currently available to all of you, and it's Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite. This is a very big deal for the AI community, and let me show you how you can use it. We're going to test it out together. I'm going to show you exactly how you can use it for completely free, and I'm super excited to see what you guys are going to be creating with this tool. So, Gemini 2.5 Pro and Flash just became stable and are generally available, but they also released a new model that is like 3 times cheaper than 2.5 Flash and around 10 times to 20 times cheaper than 2.5 Pro. This is a very big deal because this is super fast, you can use it for simple automations and tasks, and it's super cheap. So, if we see these benchmarks over here, we can see that it is better than Gemini 2.0 Flash. So the previous generation of Gemini Flash model is essentially worse, and it is replaced by this 2.0 Flash Lite. It has a thinking and non-thinking mode, and in terms of iteration, this is like 3-month interval. We see a big jump for a very cheap and fast model. So this is super exciting. Like, it costs only 10 cents per million tokens of input and only 40 cents for a million token of output. If you use, like the thinking mode, the price is essentially the same with the non-thinking model, but I think it's absolutely amazing, and it can also take as input audio, image, and video. This is pretty insane. This is pretty amazing. And Gemini 2.5 Pro right now is on Cursor, Bolt, Klein, Cognition, Windsurf, GitHub, Lovable, Replit. Oh my god, this is insane. Before we continue, if you want to learn more about using AI for coding, for automations, for generating videos, images, audios, whatever you want with it, I have a very cheap course that you pay only once on Udemy. This way you can support the channel and learn in a structured way. I think this is a great deal of 20 hours of videos right now, and I update it every single week, and you only pay once and you get access for like forever. So that's pretty amazing. This is, I think, the best offer in the AI market right now. So we have to go to ai.studio.google, and here we are going to select Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite Preview. We can do 15 requests per minute and up to 500 requests per day completely for free. You can also grab your API key and use it on your code editors, on your N8N automations, or whatever else place you might want to use AI. So this is pretty insane. Also, it's so cheap that you should not even worry. If you want, you can just pay it. Who cares? It's so cheap. Literally, its usage every single day might be cheaper than literally buying a Starbucks coffee. So this is an amazing offer from Google, and we're going to test it out right now. So let's get started. Per usual, I'm just going to go ahead and create this transformer teaching web page. So pretty simple stuff. We're going to get started and click run. So it starts to run the prompt. We can see that the model is really fast. Like, already in 10 seconds, it has generated like half of the website. I think this is pretty amazing stuff. Like, I really love these kind of fast models, especially if you think that these models can think. I'm also going to spin up this thinking mode and do a comparison between the simple mode and, the thinking mode, so we can like see the comparison, get a little bit of an essence of how these two things compare. So this is the transformer web page that it's spin up. It looks pretty decent. I see everything is animated. This is literally Gemini 2.5 Pro quality. I really like it. It's super good. It's also interactive playground available. It has these FAQ buttons. That's nice. This is pretty nice, a very nice result. The toggle mode here is not working perfectly, but that's, totally fine. I think it's a very good response. So for it's such a cheap and fast model, the result is amazing. So what I want to try right now is open up a new chat. I'm going to open up the thinking mode and set the maximum thinking budget. Let's give it exactly the same prompt and let's see what the thinking model can actually do. In my opinion, it's probably going to spit out a lot of a better result. It's going, of course, to take a little bit more time. than this model that we've seen right now, but especially on coding, we can expect it to do a little better. So if we go here, we can see this Aider polyglot. It's a little better than the non-thinking mode, and we can see here that actually on software engineering benchmark verified, it's not that better than the non-thinking mode, which is really interesting to see. I expected it to be a lot better, but it seems that the jump is mainly on mathematics and on reasoning. So this is interesting to see. I didn't expect that. So maybe we don't need thinking models that much anymore. Let's see. And the model is absolutely super fast. Like, this speed is absolutely insane. Spit out the result in a single minute for multiple files. So let's see. So I'm going to get started by... Okay, so I went ahead and changed the code, and let's see the response. Oh my God, what is this? I cannot see pretty much anything. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and test out the website. So it seems like it's not working, which is really strange. If I remove all of the CSS, you can actually see a very nicely website, a good website design with loads of information, everything working. But when I place the CSS, it really stops working, which is super unexpected. There's some kind of error done, some kind of hallucination done. So I'm not really sure about what is going on here. Maybe we can hit the refresh button and, check it out again. But the original website without the CSS looks quite nice. But when I place the CSS, it completely breaks. Like, the colors are wrong, nothing's working, which is super strange. There's some kind of bug going on over here. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the thinking model is not that great. Let's check out another result. So the second example is creating a Flappy Bird-like game that is in pure JavaScript. Let's start by running the non-thinking model. And really, guys, I'm amazed at the speed. So initially, the first generation of the non-thinking model was super surprising to me. I think it was one of the best websites from such a small and fast model. And we see here that P5 sound is not found. So this is interesting. I can see that the game is not able to run just because of this dependency, which is interesting. So if I click to play the game, it doesn't allow me to do so. So if I try to play the game, it doesn't allow me to do so, which is kind of insane. Maybe I have to use a new version. I don't know, maybe, but nope. It doesn't allow us to test the game. Oh my God, this is insane. So let me give it a second chance. P5.sound is not found. Remove any dependency to it. So we're going to remove every dependency of P5 sound, and hopefully we can actually play the game right now. This would be so disappointing if it cannot create this game because it hallucinates or it misses some kind of context. So let's try this. Let's go back to the old version. I cannot see anything. Nothing is working. Nothing is happening. Okay, that was, I don't know. This was kind of disappointing. I expected something better from the model, in all honesty. Let's try this again. Nope, it doesn't work. Nothing happens on the console. This is very strange. Again, just showcasing to you what is happening. Yep, it just doesn't work. So let's go with the thinking model. Let's set up the thinking budget and let's go ahead and give it exactly the same prompt. In the previous video of a Chinese AI agent, we were able to create an amazing game for, replicating Flappy Bird with these AI tools. And it was probably the best game I have ever seen from AI. So I would be super disappointed if it cannot actually create this game like the other Chinese tools did. Because Google, especially their previous models, have created such great games in the past for this, specific use case. So it seems really strange to me if it cannot actually spit out a good response. In general, when you want to use thinking models, the more budget you allocate, the more the model can think and the better the output usually is. However, in some cases, you might end up with hallucinations. So the thinking model actually has a working game. So let's test it out. And we can actually see it looks like Flappy Bird. Okay, this is a nice response. It's working correctly. It seems like, let's see if we lose, and we lost. So that looks nice. Actually, the thinking model is one of the best I actually have seen. It spit out the barrels, you can pass through the obstacles correctly. So I would say this model is good. Given how cheap and fast it is, I'm all for it. If I go down, do I lose? No, I don't, which is a bad use case. So okay, this is interesting. I will give the non-thinking model one more try. One more try, guys, just in case it hallucinated that it could not fix the error. Hopefully it's going to work right now, but let's give it another fair check. So if you don't want to waste really time like I'm doing, benchmarking these tools, well, this AI course is for you. As I've told you, here we have loads of tools. Every new AI model we cover in this course, and you can just go ahead and see which suits your use case. For example, you can see which ones are good for website design. And yeah, it crushed. So yeah, maybe the model is not that smart. The non-thinking model in some cases works better. In some other cases, the thinking model works better. But this is to be expected by such a small and fast model. And if you see here, the use case is data transformation, summarization, and translation. So you want to use it for these kind of simple tasks. While you want to go for these kind of models like 2.5 Plus, which is a little more costly in cases where you want complex reasoning and thinking processes, or for example to 2.5 Pro if you want very hard problems. So that's how you maximize your money and compute efficiency. Thank you so much for watching another video. Press the subscribe button. Bye.